Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I am showing you a round from the PGA Tour on the Simulator Golf Tour. I signed up about a month ago, had been playing around with it. Last week in the event I managed to shoot, I believe I shot 15 over par. But the way they do it, they have leaderboards for both gross and net. So gross is just whatever your score is. Net, however, factors into your handicap. And on the net leaderboard, I came in tied for 4th. So this week, I'm looking to improve upon that, move up the net leaderboard. My handicap is a 7 on this tour right now, so I got 7 strokes to play with if I want to shoot even par on that. So just trying to do my best. Start off and pull my drive to the left, and something happens that I've never seen happen before, which is I hit a tree and it actually bounces back in the fairway, or at least the fairway of the hole I'm playing. Typically it drops straight down or goes into a different fairway. So I was happy. I'll take that break any single time. Although realistically, when I play that almost never happens. Pull my second shot to the left in the deep rough. So I want to hit a good chip shot here, and I do. I managed to get it in the gimme circle and walk away with a par. So bad first shot, bad second shot, but that third shot really made up for it. On this next hole, a little bit of a dog leg to the right, and I'm thinking if I hit this shot hard enough, I can get it past these trees and in the fairway, but came up a bit short. Now I'm hitting from the deep rough, got 92 yards in with my 50 degree, comes up short and rolls right into that bunker. So not a great second shot. So again, second hole, hit a pretty bad drive, hit an even worse second shot, but just like on the last hole, hit a really great third shot and get it into that gimme circle. So walking away with a par. Heading into hole 3, which is a 485 yard par 5. My mind is I need to get on in 2. Unfortunately, I push my drive way out to the right into these trees. A terrible shot. I have yet to hit a good first or second shot, and I'm on the third hole. In this case, from where I am, this is a forced layup from the deep rough. I just want to get it back on the fairway. And I do that. So got about 120 into this green, 115. So I try to hit a nice, easy pitch and wedge to get it right next to the pin. But I pull it just slightly left. Not a bad shot, though. About 20 feet from the pin. It's on the green. I'm putting for birdie. And I come up short. I just missed the gimme circle. So now I actually have to hit a putt to earn my par, which I do. So after 3 holes of some ugly golf to be even par, I'm pretty happy. Got a nice par 3 here, 162 yards. Water in the front, so swing a little bit harder to make sure I clear it. And I hit a great shot, 9 feet from the pin. In my mind, I've already made the birdie. I'm thinking about the next hole, which is a very big mistake because I hit this a bit too hard and almost lost it outside of the gimme circle. Luckily, it hits the cup and I get a par there. So after 4, I'm still even par with some pretty ugly golf. Unfortunately, on this hole, the ugly golf does catch up with me. Push my drive again to the right. This time, I don't get that lucky bounce. I'm stuck in the middle of these trees, and I'm forced to pitch out again. In my head, I want to hit a nice low 5-iron, keep it underneath these trees, but I caught it a little bit better than what I wanted to. Luckily, for the second time, I hit a tree and it goes out into the fairway, leaving me with about a $182 in. Hit a 6-iron here, just missed the green, went a little bit too far. Mentally, I just didn't account for the wind on that shot. That's why I messed up. These mental mistakes do add up. But regardless, I managed to get a decent chip, and I am only 7 feet away from making yet another par, and I just miss. Game of inches, and couldn't get that one to drop. So I make my first bogey of the day. At this point, part of me is thinking I should be hitting my hybrid, just putting it in the middle of the fairway, but I decided to give my driver one last shot, which was a mistake because it ended up again far out to the right in the middle of these trees in the deep rough, which means I have to lay up in this shot. You know, it's a layup, but it's a decent one. It stayed in the fairway, left me with about 55 yards to the green, hoping to get up and down from here and then make a par. These shots from this distance are some I need a little bit of practice on. I decided to hit a little bit harder than I thought, just to make sure I got it on the green. Went a little bit past the hole, and then I hit my putt, and for some reason I thought this was going to break down to the right and be a little bit more downhill than it actually was. So didn't even get it in the gimme circle, and as you can see, this one came up just short. So after 4 holes of ugly golf and luck, that luck ran out. Made my first double bogey of the day. So that's why I decided to take out the hybrid here and just get the shot in the fairway. Took a nice easy swing. You know, I didn't want to be in the woods or stuck behind a tree. Pushed it into the semi-rough, but I'll take it. And here's where I make my second mental mistake, where for some reason I didn't aim myself to the left. What I should have done is aimed at the left side of the green and avoided that tree, but I forgot to do it. So another mental mistake cost me another stroke, but leaves me about 80 yards out. So I'm hitting I believe I hit the 50 degree there, and I swung nice and easy. Put it about 20 feet away. 20-foot putts are going to be the norm here in this round. And, you know, I'm happy just to get it in the gimme circle and walk away with a bogey. So I'm now 4 over. I got a par 3, 165. I hit what I think is a pretty good shot. I'm carried about 160, and finally I felt a good shot, and it was a nice birdie there. Drops me back down to 3 over, heading into the 9th. This hole I hit driver, dog leg right. I thought I could hit it hard enough to get past some of this stuff and get into the fairway, but just didn't get a good piece of it. Ended up in the semi-rough. Now I have to deal with this water. Got 152, so I'm taking an 8-iron to give me a little bit more distance. And I just barely missed the water. Came up a little bit short. I did not get a good strike on that at all. But I'm still putting for birdie from 45 feet away. And I put a good stroke on it, but just didn't hit it hard enough. So now I got a 9-foot putt here for par. And I thought I hit this well, but came up just a little bit short. I'm upset with myself on that one. On to the 10th hole. Again, hitting the hybrid here. Just trying to get it in the fairway. Everything I hit with my driver seems to flare out to the right. So, and this one went right a little bit. And again, I'm in the semi-rough. About 177. I think I hit a 7-iron here. Probably should have went with the 6 because it came up short. I also didn't really get it all. 175 is usually about a 7-iron for me, all conditions being equal. But I hit this chip shot, and again, just a little bit long, and again, got about a 20-foot putt here for par, breaking a little bit left to right. So I decided to go right after it, but unfortunately, I did not hit it hard enough. I'm always a little bit scared that it's going to roll long and go off the green. Luckily, though, I make the bogey putt. So, island green, 11th, 133 yards. Hit a pitch and wedge. I actually took my time to think through how I wanted to swing, how I wanted to make contact with the ball. And when you know it, when you actually take your time to do that, you get good results a lot of time. Same thing with this putt here. I just barely missed it. But I need to take a little bit more time, I think, to think through my shots, especially those. Here, I swung easy with the driver. I wanted to get it on the left side of the fairway, so I was pretty happy with this drive. I really need to practice my driver and get that going and get that baby draw that I would like to have back in my repertoire. From there, I hit my 50 degree, but didn't get all of it, came up short. Still, though, putting for birdie. It's a 36-foot putt. Again, I'm thinking this is slightly downhill. I just didn't hit it hard enough. And now I have to hit a 10-foot putt for par, which is going to break left to right. That mat I'm putting on, by the way, from where I place the ball to where the stopper is about 9 feet. So on average conditions, that's how I'm judging it. I think the greens here are a little bit faster today in the program, so the ball will roll a little bit longer. You got to factor all that in when you're using your simulator, and something I'm still learning. Hit my driver again on this hole, right into the bunker. And this is kind of how it works. Every once in a while, you're going to get a shot that doesn't register. As you can see, that shot didn't register from the sand. I hit it really solid. It was exactly how I wanted to hit it. But for me, doing that 2 times in a row just is something that rarely happens. And when I went to do it a second time, I pushed it out to the right and hit that tree. So, part of me thinks the misread cost me a stroke, but the reality is I should be able to hit that shot 2 times in a row. So it's my own fault. However, I hit a halfway decent chip here and leave me with about a 13-foot, 14-foot putt for par, breaking slightly left to right. And I hit it a little bit harder than I wanted to, and ended up going past the hole for a bogey. So 7 over, heading into 14, 166 yards, par 3. This distance has been really good for me. I've been hitting my 8-iron really well, getting it close. This was a little bit further than I'd like, but still a 20-foot putt for birdie. And it came up short. Again, I don't want to. My fear here was I'd hit it a little bit too hard, and as you can see from behind the pin, you go past it a little bit too much, you're going to be off the green. So, however, luckily, I made the putt and I made par. This hole was interesting. I was trying to hit it about 230. The wind took it a little bit further than I thought, and it hit it a lot better than I thought. It hit about 250, which normally isn't a bad thing, but I had that giant tree in the way. So now I have to aim at the left side of the green to try to get it on, which I do. So, but still a very difficult birdie putt. And again, if you look beyond the pin, if you hit it even a little bit hard, it's going to go out into that water. So when I hit this, I thought it wasn't even going to make the gimme circle, but luckily it did, and walk away with a par. Now I've got a very gettable par 5, gettable in 2, and I hit probably my best drive of the day. I had that baby drawback. Only went about 250 because of that wind. Knocked it down a bit, but 216, I'm going to hit my hybrid into this wind, and I'm hoping to get it right at the pin. Pull it just a little bit left, but pin high. So I'm not terribly upset with that shot. I've been chipping well all day, so I wasn't necessarily mad at this. And I just hit it a little bit too hard, rolled off the green. Probably my first time this round hitting a bad chip. But I come back with a good one. So get it in the gimme circle and walk away with par. On to 17, which is a 417-yard par 4. And again, I hit the hybrid here because the driver just wasn't working out for me. And I had that water that I had to deal with. I was afraid that if I hit it a bit too hard, I might go in it. So I lay up with the hybrid, push it into the deep rough on the right-hand side. This is pretty much as best as I'm going to do out of that deep rough. I took a 7-iron, got it 130, put it right next to the green. My hope here is I'd get up and down, but I came up a bit short, and have a 6-foot putt here for par. And just disappointed that I didn't hit that one, and that should be in every time, and I just mishit it. So now I'm 8 over, heading into 18. I'm trying to get a good drive here and carry that water. I don't know why, but maybe had a little bit of a false sense of confidence going into this hole with that driver. For some reason, I thought I could hit it well. Luckily, I did, though. 273, carried that water, leave me a $130 into the pin, which is perfect for my pitch and wedge. Unfortunately, I just didn't get all of it that time and came up short, leaving me with a very difficult 55-foot putt for birdie. Here, I'm just praying it gets in the gimme circle, which, wouldn't you know it, it does, and actually walk away with a par. So overall, round 1, the St Jude's Championship with the Golf Simulator Tour. I'm 8 over par on the gross, but I'm 1 over par on the net. So we'll see how everyone else plays this, but hoping to get a top 3 finish on the net leaderboards. We'll see. Usually you want to be under par or at worst even par to make it. So round 2 will be coming up, and we'll see how we do. Have a good rest of your day.